What's up, everybody, and welcome back to an all-new episode of Brent Watches Babylon 5 for the first time, except I'm watching Crusade. Today, we're getting into our third episode, Appearances and Other Deceits. Actually, on my list, this is the 8th episode, and I know the whole order thing is all screwy, but this is the one we're doing this week. So, what is this episode about? I don't know. I've never seen it before. This is my first time coming into it. My prediction was that this is not a Technomage episode, which would be really easy to think about based off of what we just came out of last week with The Long Road. So I said that basically they're going to meet an alien race that what they seem, a very Babylon 5 type of thing, and the crew's going to have to work to discover what their big secret is. That was my thought. Very generic, I know. Probably not at all what this is about, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey, listen, thank you guys so much for joining us here. While you're here, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want full unedited stuff, if you want Jeff's stuff, head over to our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Babylon5First. You guys can catch all of the unedited stuff. You can catch early releases, and you get access to our Discord and a monthly hangout with Jeff and I, and who knows what all other kind of cool stuff. Jeff and I really work to try to keep that a good value for you folks out there. So you guys can do that. And with that, listen, I'm just excited. I have loved Crusade so far. I've loved everything about this show. So I'm excited to dive back into this and see what exactly this episode is all about. So let's get into it. Fingers. Oh, fingers. Okay, I feel like I'm going to love this episode. What is that? That looks like one of the ships from Battlestar Galactica.
Personal journal, Captain.
Or the Excalibur.
Continued. It's now 3 days since our visitors arrived on behalf of EarthGov's Political Affairs Office. There's apparently some concern with how our work here is being perceived back home. They've been assigned to help us.
Okay, time out. That's Naroon. I know for a fact that's Naroon, whatever his name is. I remember there was an episode, I want to say it was season 3. Was it the episode with Chicky or someone else? He came in as a face and was part of Night Watch and part of the government. And there's a piece of me that really hopes this is the same character, not just the same actor, and would love to see that. So he's here from the government and before their tour is finished. All right. Actually, I'm going to back this up just a smidge.
Before their tour is finished, I may have to kill them, assuming Lieutenant Matheson doesn't beat me to it.
It doesn't have any weight to it.
And what's that, Kevin?
Well, it's just
The paint on the wall?
all this.
The decor?
Well, look around you. The colors.
Look around,
Right.
look
They
around.
don't say power to me. They don't say importance to me. They say day at the circus. It'll all have to be redone.
What?
I'll have my own people do it, of course. I wouldn't trust anyone else. We'll choose a color palette that's more palatable.
That's funny.
Palette.
That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny.
Anyway, you won't even know we're here.
So bad.
Right.
So bad.
Because you won't be.
I can't have strangers messing
Captain,
with
I understand your concern, but this mission is still under Earth jurisdiction. Since we're paying the bills for this little Hail Mary across the stars, we have a right to take whatever steps are necessary.
Always the politics angle, isn't it? And it's always there, you know, that we got to pay for this. Forget about the survival of the human race. We got to pay for this. So we're going to milk it for all it's worth and try to get some money back out of it. Because, you know, of course, if they do happen to be successful and they stop this plague or they find a cure, I mean, that's just going to be big feather in the cap for EarthGov. And they're going to, oh my gosh.
It is only part of the problem, Captain. The rest is panic. Panic is a problem right now. We've had riots back home.
That's a point,
cults,
actually.
The only thing that's calmed them down is knowing this ship is out there looking for a cure. Now, we have to do everything we can to help make the folks back home feel better about this mission and their chances of survival.
That's actually a good point. Like, I get it.
Anyone knows how to survive political changes. It's me. So, if a little paint, the proper presentation does the job, great.
Let me see it.
Bring up long-range scanners.
Are we
Looks like a giant microphone over there.
Just one. Barely. It's practically a ghost ship.
Wait, I feel like I've seen this episode in every sci-fi. Did that just say this is directed by Stephen First?
Go slow and don't take any chances.
He did!
Run into trouble.
Here!
Will do.
Oh my God. We've reached the main chamber and found the crew. It's hard to tell.
What are those
They've all
things?
been exposed to hard vacuum, but it looks
Oh, it's
like
those-
they've been dead for less than a week.
Oh, it's
Dr.
his fingers we
Chambers
saw
would
at the
be able to give
beginning.
you a better estimate than I could.
What killed them?
Exposure to space?
Looks like they killed each other.
Mutiny?
Maybe. Moving on.
Oh, it's still those old school Babylon 5 graphics right there.
We found the source of the signal.
He's alive! There's always one
We're
left
registering
alive.
one life form and a whole lot of dead ones.
Uh-oh. Did he just transfer his consciousness into her?
Jane! We lost him.
That thing is in
All right.
her now.
I want
100%.
an autopsy ASAP before the body starts to decompose. And you, I want you to go through full decontamination procedure before you come out of there,
Blue gel?
including body cavity decon. Maybe we'll get lucky and find out where your copy of med lab regulations went.
Upper.
Damn it! That's what I saw when I looked inside his head. Multiple EEG readouts, and that's simply not possible.
Is this the one where like he has the entirety of his civilization's heads like all in his one head and he just put it into Janie? Mm-hmm. And she's individually distributing them throughout the ship. Yep.
Now, either they have one language for speaking and one language for writing, which is highly unlikely, or else...
Or what?
Or someone else other than the aliens wrote all this.
The people that are now in Janie that she's distributing were in the aliens, but those people were also not native to those aliens. Like, yeah.
Who or what drew these figures?
Here, take a look at this.
Later.
Dude, he's like Vulcan neck pinching these guys.
I listen to Gideon.
Gideon here.
I'll meet you in the conference room in 10 minutes. I have found something.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh no. Oh, the camp, the cheese. I love every bit of this. Why do I love this so much?
Help me! Hold that door!
It disappeared after they opened the probe, and that's when people started changing.
Changing how?
Uh-oh.
Physically?
Mentally, inside.
Yeah.
Apparently, the energy contains an alien life force that divides and subdivides each time it moves into a new host. It's transferred.
Oh.
It's transferred by touch.
Interesting.
One person to another. In a matter of days, it took over half of their crew.
Okay, so this is interesting. I like this little bit of a change from what we've seen all the way through. I was assuming that this was the same society and they're just like putting the individuals in. But what he just said is it's actually one entity that keeps subdividing, like cellular growth almost. That's interesting. That's a good twist. I like that. That's new. I haven't seen that one before.
You are all ordered to remain in your quarters until told otherwise.
It's the video camera thing.
Hello, Captain. I was wondering when you'd show up. We should talk.
About what?
About negotiating a peaceful way out of this, because otherwise, neither you nor any of your crew are going to get out of this alive.
Okay, I'm almost okay with Naroon not being the same guy from the Night Watch thing, which honestly
Max,
it'd make very little sense, but I would love to know like
are you
the
okay?
thought process behind how he made that happen.
Not really.
Does he have the red vest? Is that like his
I'm here.
command color? Is that is like we do in Star Trek? I'd love to know if different people have different color vests.
Your only way out is to make us someone else's problem.
I'll think about it.
Captain, I suggest you not try anything rash. The captain of the last ship thought he could stop us. He failed. He didn't understand that from the moment we arrive, we have the upper hand.
Look
I
at
don't
me.
know. Looks
I
more to
am
me
the
like a
captain
Mexican
now.
standoff. After all, you're stuck on this ship, same as we are.
Why is it that he's like the guy who speaks for everybody instead of Janie?
Dr. Chambers saw multiple EEG readouts in the alien we brought back. So the personalities are all in one body again.
So there you are. If touch is how the genie gets out of the bottle, then maybe touch is how the genie gets back in the bottle again.
Maybe. But we still need to figure out how to get the alien forms off the ship willingly.
Just show them this color scheme. If that doesn't drive them off, nothing will.
I can't lie. I kind of like this dude. I really do.
If we can kill the heating systems in all the areas we need to protect, then we can herd them together in one central area.
Once we cut the heating system, it'll get real cold there real fast.
And I suggest you get to it.
Aye, sir.
Okay. This movie just diverged into something, or this episode just diverged into something new, and I like that. But I might be back on to these are actually established multiple personalities, or they just suck back together, I guess.
I told you there would be consequences if you did not comply with our demands, Captain. Your actions would indicate you don't take us seriously.
Wait, no!
Can't shoot him on screen.
Bitch, I swear to God.
You know what? Kill this body? You have exactly 10 minutes in which to surrender yourself to us. If you refuse, we'll begin killing one of your people every 5 minutes until you change your mind. You now have 9 minutes.
It looks like they're going to gain control of the ship. I'm authorizing self-destruct. One way or another, this ends here.
And the hope of Earth being cured from the dark.
I don't have to kill you. All I have to do is blow away the kneecap of anyone who tries it. And we can fix the damage later, after you're gone.
In less than an hour, your air supply will run out.
Even you need air, Captain. We all do, don't we? As Mr. Eilerson says, the air is human.
Suck the air out of wherever they are.
What is he talking about? Because I never said that in my entire life.
The saying is to err is human,
He's
not the
telling
air is
them to
human.
take air out of the thing.
Does he know he's being monitored?
Affirmative.
If he's figured something out and he couldn't say it openly, he'd have to say it in a way they wouldn't notice.
What does it mean?
If their host bodies die of oxygen deprivation, they die as well.
I've got it. Sarah, how long does the average human last without oxygen?
4 to 5 minutes, no more. Then you start to get brain damage.
Gotta get to medbay.
What's a medbay?
If I'm right, it's our ticket out of here.
Mr. Eilerson, there are EVA suits on the main deck. If even one of them gets to them, all we'll have succeeded in doing is killing 200 people.
Trust me.
See, no. No. You tell me what you're doing. You do not keep this a secret and go on like your little mission and try it out when the fate of our ship is in hands. No, doesn't happen. Here's the thing. With Captain Gideon down there, Matheson's the guy in charge, right? So Eilerson needed to tell Matheson what to do because honestly, he's the guy who needs to make the call to whether or not to do it. So, ever told you I don't like Eilerson? Don't like his character. I don't like anything about him.
Come on, figure it out.
I repeat, use of deadly force authorized.
I love Daniel Day Kim. That voice is just not command.
Decompression mode.
I like how the wind's blowing and everybody's like, ah! And Gideon's just standing there. Getting everybody back in one. So they're all back in Naroon now. That's what we understand. So isolate him, repressurize for everybody else, and blow him out the airlock. All right, the music's whack. All right, we got to say it. Score is awful. This is not the right... Uh-oh.
Stop me. I told them I can't move. Don't do this. We can work together.
Who is that person?
I know what you can.
Is that just a dead body?
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Or is that the guy they shot?
Lieutenant.
Yes, sir?
You know what to do.
Aye, sir.
All right, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I need to go back. I want to see this because, like, now that I know what's going on, I want to see what's what. He knocks that dude over. We assume that that's Gideon, but turns out it's not Gideon. Now he's dead. And Gideon comes from another place. Okay.
Mr. Wells, feeling better?
It is. It's Mr. Wells. It is who that guy is.
We're about to head out. It's a bit more excitement than I'm used to. But before that, I'd like to thank you properly. Kevin?
While we were waiting for the other ships, I finished my designs.
New uniforms?
I didn't want to wait a minute longer than was necessary. Power, presence, strength. To blend in with the ship so you're all more a part of it. Mr. Wells.
We've already approved the designs with Earth Force personnel back home, and they've given the go-ahead. Wear it with pride, Captain.
Yes, sir.
This uniform has to be a Star Trek, like a poke at Star Trek, and I'm here for it. I'm here for all of the pokes. Okay, I kind of like the uniform. I actually didn't have a problem with the other one, but
power, dignity, presence. I look like a bellhop.
Especially with his name tag like that, man.
Dear Mrs. Greenberg, I was your son Stewart's commanding officer. His actions saved the lives of over 300 of his fellow crewmen. He was
someone I didn't know very well.
He was a good man, Mrs. Greenberg. Dear Mr. Arkham, your son David gave his life.
So, talking about the music again, and you just have to point it out, that final music cue made everything feel more ominous than serious, than touching, than emotional, which is what I feel like it should have been doing. Okay, this episode, there's no way this is going to go down as like the greatest episode of Crusade, but I enjoyed this episode. I mean, this is just good classic sci-fi. It's fun, it's campy, it's cheesy. It knows exactly what it is, and I'm here for every bit of it. I loved Gideon's solution in the end. I thought that was really smart. I like that the solution here is not something we've seen before, even though the setup is something we've seen every single sci-fi show out there do at some point. I like the idea that it's like a cellular mitosis alien and they all like suck back together and you can get rid of them that way. Like that's their strength is also their weakness in that form, I guess. Yeah. It's hard for me to complain about this episode. I feel like I should because it's not a phenomenal episode of television, but I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it. So, hey, listen, once you guys come back and join us on Monday, Jeff's going to get together with me. I'm going to get together with him and we're going to discuss this episode. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about all the cool stuff, all the not so cool stuff, and we'll see if there's any big messages. I got to be honest, a little spoiler alert, not really getting a whole lot. Maybe you get the whole thing with Max Eilerson and you know, being about something more than just yourself. If you guys have any, go ahead and drop them down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll see and we can read them. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, join us over on Patreon. So until next time, guys, take care.